Gentlemen, welcome back yet again to another episode. Now before we get to this video, there's something I need you to do for me. It'll take you 5 seconds, and that is to hit the subscribe button. If you help me reach 10,000 subscribers by the end of the next year, I vow to do this. Make the videos better. In what way? Video quality, audio quality. Why? Because every time I drop a new episode, there's a young man out there who is in need of a guide or of a mentor. And perhaps one of my guests is exactly what that young man needs to hear. You send memes to your buddies all the time. Send him this video. Now, in this episode, we sit down with the one and only Daewoo. We talk about where he's from.
I was made in Mexico, but born here.
How hanging around with the wrong people will influence you to do bad things. They'll either bring you up or drag you down.
I was influenced by the wrong people, the wrong time. Some of those friends are in jail right now.
How whenever life knocks you down, you get back up, no matter what.
Every time I fell, I had to get back up.
He opens up and talks about one of the biggest struggles that he had, being traumatized as a young man.
5 years old, it pretty much traumatized me, for a bit.
How the things that you talk about drastically impact your life.
You gotta talk good about yourself.
And most importantly, faith.
It's only one king, man. That's Jesus Christ, bro.
One thing that every man needs in his life. Now strap on, because this one's gonna be good.
First of all, everybody, thank you for joining me for another amazing episode. If you give me permission, I want to show the clip of when you were riding your motorcycle and that blue Jeep came up.
Well, yeah. Go ahead. Yeah.
You guys are in for a treat. We'll save for the end of the video, so stick around, or you can scroll to the end. It's up to you, but then come back because we're about to hear about his story, things he went through, the amazing mindset that he has, and much more. So, without further ado, Daewoo, thank you, bro.
Dude, thank you, man. Thank you, man.
Yeah. First, start us off with. Tell us a little bit about yourself. How you ended up here.
Well, man, first thing, I ended up here, because all thank God, straight
Absolutely.
up. And it's me, 24, age 24, and man.
24 years young.
Yeah, very young, man. Every time I tell someone I'm 24, like, you're 24? Yeah, I'm 24, so that feels good,
Yeah, the beard, I think, makes you look a little bit more, older.
Yeah, for sure. Someone told me one time, I think you look like 40 years old. That's pretty wild, but no, 24. But yeah, man, I grew up, in Marengo, my whole entire life, pretty much. I moved around a little bit. I was born in, I was born in Elgin, the hospital right there. I forget which hospital. I think they probably closed it down. And
right after you were born, they're like, yeah, we can't have any more kids.
Yeah, right. Yeah. And I lived in Crystal Lake for a little bit. My parents wanted to get a house there, but didn't end up happening. And then we just moved to Marengo. And yeah, just stayed here for pretty much my whole entire life. Just grew up here. And made friends here.
Yeah, that's awesome. What were you like as a child? Were you always like the way that you are today, or were you a little bit rebellious? Tell us some good stories.
Some good stories. Yeah, I was a good kid. Every kid's a good kid.
In the beginning.
And I slowly just started becoming that little,
rebellious child.
Yeah.
Okay.
So. Yeah, I was a pretty bad kid, growing up, and just doing stupid things, at school especially, but things turned around for me, thank God, So, I come from a first, generation of being here, in the United States, So my parents, were, they migrated here, so. I was almost born in Mexico, but I was born here. I was made in Mexico, but born here.
I will.
So, I little as I grew up and got older and started to realize, what my parents went through and stuff, and it kind of just made me realize that I need to change my ways real quick because they didn't come this far and sacrifice, everything just for me to be, a piece of shit, or to end up in jail or something.
Yeah. Was there a certain moment in your life where you were maybe you got in trouble and you were like, that's when you realized, okay, the way that I'm living, the things that I'm doing, it's disrespectful to my family, and I know I'm meant to do more. Is there a specific time that happened where you had to kind of open your eyes and like, okay, things need to change?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I feel like there's always been like a couple of times I'm like, all right, things need to change for this reason. Because just the way I see my mom, how so much stress is on her, and my dad as well, and it's just I especially in school, I was never in school all the time. I would always leave school all the time, and they would just be
yelling at you like, mijo,
you know,
en la escuela.
Yeah. So it's just it just kind of, and just, I mean, I did a lot of stupid shit, man. I mean, like, I robbed a lot of shit, like, I used to steal shit from cars. I used to steal cars, I used to, and there's times I've been almost caught, and then those, and I'm like, all right, I need to change. I need to stop. I need to, like.
Sorry to cut you off, but were you influenced by like the people that you hung around with, or were you just like, I'm a wildcat. I do what I want.
Just I'd say a little bit of both.
Okay.
I was influenced by the wrong people. The wrong time. Some of those friends are in jail right now.
Okay.
And thankfully they're not dead. Hopefully they're not dead. But.
Wish them the best.
I'm not. Yeah, wish them the best. All the time. I never wish upon anything against my worst enemies. Anything. I wish them just more life. But I mean, I just changed my ways. I could have gone a wrong route. And I didn't. So.
Yeah, dude. That is awesome. I'm glad you are the person you are today, because of all those decisions that you made. You're like, okay, that's pretty fucked up. Things need to change.
Yeah, for sure, man. I mean, things need to change, So I was never like always want to hurt anyone or anything like that. I never was a person to do that. I was just a person just to do stupid shit all the time,
I'll be honest, they're fun, dude. When you're in the moment doing them, you get that adrenaline. You're like, oh yeah, I'm unstoppable.
Exactly.
That's us being young with that testosterone being up. We're like, oh yeah, we're the shit.
Yeah, straight up. Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about skateboarding, how that translated into your life.
Man, I think skateboarding was a very oh, there goes the wind. Skateboarding is a very, like, it helped me a lot, like and just in life, honestly. It taught me how to just, every time I fell, I had to get back up and do that again. You gotta fail to succeed, always, and anything, I mean, you're not gonna just do something and like, oh shit, I mean, sometimes, there's those people, but most of the time, no, and you just gotta fail to succeed, man. I've been skating for just about like 10 years, 10, 12 years since I was like 13 years old, My first skateboard was actually, it was actually a skateboard that I stole from some random neighborhood, I saw it, I was scoping it out, my homies, I'm like, yo, there's a nice skateboard up there, I'm gonna go take, and then I took it, and that's where I began to skateboard. And then a couple weeks later, I was just like with my mom, and we were walking around, and we were like garage, looking for garage sales and stuff when I was a little kid, and I was like, Mom, I'm gonna go down this hill. She's like, no, mijo, don't do that. You're gonna eat shit, I was like, no, I got it. First thing, just go down, boom, just sliding, blood all over my face, everything. And I just stopped skateboarding from that point on. And my one of my close friends, Eric, he began skateboarding again, and I was like, he's like doing actually tricks, I'm like, wow. I was like, I didn't think you could really do that, I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna get back into it again, And from there on, it I just went, hard,
Yeah, I know the story of how you actually almost went pro, and you were almost in a magazine, right? Thrasher.
So now, oh man, going pro is. I wish I could go pro. I could, but just like, man, there's so much kids out here that it's so insane, you know, just like how every other sport, everything gets developed, you know, so quick, and you know. But I was sponsored by this company, and you know they were trying to help us out to like get, you know, us out there, our name out there, but that ain't really worked out because you know.
Tell us the story about the bus.
So so yeah, there was this place in where was Gurney? Yeah, it was a Gurney place. It was called Power. It's like a big company. They were doing like an indoor skate park in there. They had like tennis. It was like a huge company, like car shows and everything. And the guy was just like, yeah, you know, he saw us skateboarding. He's like, oh, like we want to like get you guys like our product gear, you know, and just you know, like a sponsorship. I was like, oh, sweet, I'm totally down, you know. And then like a couple weeks in and whatever, they were filming us, getting us pictures and stuff on Instagram on their page and whatnot. And they had this cool bus, you know, out, and just like a random bus in the place, in the warehouse.
Yeah.
And it was pimped out, man. It was like graffiti everywhere. Inside was just lights everywhere. You know, they had a TV in there, and you know,
sweet.
And the guy was like, yeah, you know, you can watch some skateboard videos in here, and if you want, you know, you can go ahead and you know, take a little hit of you know some weed on the bowl. I'm like, all right, you know, say less, man. All right, thanks. But knowing me, you know, I just you know. I was like, all right, you know, I'll bring a joint, you know, why not? And I got, you know, like again, knowing me, this is like a King Kong finger gorilla joint or whatever. I'm like sparking it up. We're literally, me and my three buddies just going through the whole thing. And then the whole power in the bus just shuts out. And we're like,
whoa, what's in this?
Yeah, right? Like, what's going on? And the guy walks in and he turns on the power. He's like, holy shit, like I expected you guys to smoke a bowl, but not smoke the whole place out. And I felt pretty bad because there was like kids around. I didn't know, you know, there was kids like far and like playing basketball and there's like families around and stuff. And we're in the bus in the warehouse, just hotboxing the whole bus. And yeah, that was my last sponsor. So I was just like, all right, you know. I was
sponsored and then dropped.
Yeah, right away in like the matter of like in 1 month.
Oh man.
You know, but it is what it is, you know. Yeah. But yeah, man, I love skateboarding, man. It taught me like a lot, man, straight up. You know, and it's very hard. It's a very hardcore skill. I mean, I broke my collarbone, you know, from it, and it's just, yeah, you know, it teaches you to get, you know, every time you fall, you get back up, man, and you do it again.
Yeah, that's one thing I didn't realize. Like it's like the way that you explained it, like it translates into MMA a little bit. Specifically striking, the way that you have to move your body and everything is really good cardio. I tried to do it when I was young, but I saw videos of people just blasting their face on the concrete, broken bones and stuff. I was like, no.
Yeah, it's wild, man. I'd say for anyone that's been skateboarding for a while and all that, like, and then if you're trying to do MMA, that's the great like foundation to start up from, what, you know, because you're hitting the ground, you're hitting, you know, constantly. You're pretty much going against nature, you know. So if you're going into MMA, and you just transition that into MMA, and you'll be totally fine, you know.
Add a little bit of wrestling here and there, dude. You.
Yeah, right.
Wow, dude. You'll slowly rise to the top. So yeah, dude, that's crazy.
So yeah, like every time. I would say this, man, like, I haven't never tried anything that has gotten my adrenaline rush to the top peak other than being on the board. Like, being on the board, man, like, I have to get myself ready to do something crazy because, like
you have to break a mental barrier.
Oh, man, I got to, like, just slap myself a couple times, you know, like, get ready to go because, like, for instance, like, I guess one of my best like days of like skateboarding when I allied this tent stair, like first try. Damn. You know, it was like probably in October, you know, in NIU, it's like a tent stair. I'm just like, you know, just getting myself ready, dude, just ready. And then, you know, I did it, you know, and it was just, it felt amazing, you know. It felt crazy. I was literally flying for like 5 seconds in the air, you know, and I mean, my knees didn't feel good for the next couple months, but man, it's just, that was insane, man. It's just, yeah, it's just experiencing that like on the board and just like when you're just landing that trick, man, it's just something just,
Unreal.
unbelievable, man. It's just something like really peaceful. You know, it's just you and the board and nothing else. You're just thinking of that and nothing's in your mind. You know, it's a whole nother meditation, literally. You don't think of anything. It's just you and just you, you know? That's why I always like skateboarding, because it's just you. You know, I never really got into sports because, you know, you're with the team, you have to rely on people.
And other people.
You know, and this kind of shaped me as just being me, you know, like if you don't land it, it's because of you. You know?
Like you can't blame your teammates or anybody. It's just like you messed up because you're not well experienced yet, or you just messed up in some way. So yeah, dude. Wow. You also ride motorcycles, right? When did that start?
So I started riding motorcycles like probably like 4 years ago. Okay. My buddy got me into it. My buddy Jack, that he's actually my godfather.
Okay.
So yeah, he got me into it. I mean, I've always known I was gonna ride motorcycles, you know, and he was like, yeah, you know, hop in my Honda, you know, take a nice, you know, little cruise around the block, and you know, I did that, you know, and after that, I was like, oh, I'm hooked, dude. I'm hooked on this, you know, and again, you know, it's another meditation, you know, straight up.
Would you say, like, the way that you feel on a skateboard, is it better than you riding a motorcycle, or is like you riding your motorcycle is like completely different level?
I'd say it's similar, the same thing, you know. For me, man, like I like anything that puts me in the sense of meditation, you know, full just me, you know.
Okay.
That's where I like to be, you know, like just not be able to think of anything, and it's just you know, just coasting, you know. But I mean, skateboarding, I mean, if you're scared of like, you know, busting your shit, I mean, obviously riding a bike, you know, it's like, you know, you can die from that too, you know.
Like, not just that, you have to worry about the other stupid people that are not paying attention, and then one day just boom.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you got to worry about stupid people, you know. But I feel like every man should ride a bike straight up, because it's common, man. Straight up, you know, you just gotta be smart.
Every dude thinks about it at some point in their life. They're like, they need a sport or some kind of hobby, and then also like they're either into cars or trucks or motorcycles. That's something I notice is very common. But yeah, dude, I personally have always wanted to ride a motorcycle. When I was, I think, middle school, I rode one of those little motorcycles. I don't know, it was like a trend at that time, where those tiny bikes.
Oh, yeah. I think I know what you're talking about. Little like crotch rockets, like little small, yeah.
Yeah, I rode that, and I rode it straight into like the bushes. I didn't know what I was doing. I was just like, ah, and then boom, right into the bushes. I was like, okay, maybe I'll wait a couple years till my brain develops a little bit.
Yeah. In Japan, I actually know that they have a restriction with like CC, like motor of the bikes, you know. So say you're like 16 years old and you're allowed to get a bike, but it's supposed to be like 50 cc or 100 cc. So like every time you grow or whatever, you know, an age, you know, it's just like you're 24, so you're allowed to get like a 1,000 or like a 600 cc bike or whatever, you know.
Okay,
that's pretty cool. Like here in the United States, man, like you can be 16 years old and buy a Hayabusa, and that's like a 1,300 like cc sport bike, you know, and that's you're killing yourself, you know what I mean?
Modded with nitrous and everything.
You know, yeah, it's kind of crazy how we can get away with stuff like that in the United States, but it's cool, you know, America.
Land of opportunities and the chance to do stupid shit.
Yeah.
Heck yeah, dude. Let's talk a little bit about like your mindset. Like, how has it developed as you grow older? Like, and especially how did it all get you into MMA?
So I've always been like into just physical things.
With
you know,
skateboarding,
you know, and like I've gotten to fights when I was a kid and stuff.
Did you win?
Yeah, I was a ruthless little kid, man. Like, you know, I remember this one time I was in like locust school. This is like we're in like 3rd grade, 4th grade, you know.
Ooh.
These kids are like talking about like jumping me or whatever. Like, man, my memory, I can go back, like I have a solid memory, dude. I remember shit when I was a kid.
Tell some good stories of your fights.
But yeah, this kid's like, yeah, we're gonna jump Deywu on the playground the next day, whatever. And I'm like telling my buddy, he's like, all right, he's like, I got something for them, you know. And my buddy brings like this, you know, those like kitchen, like those chain gloves, kitchen, you know, don't cut, you know.
Yeah, so you don't cut yourself.
Yeah, you don't cut yourself, you know what I'm saying? And he gave me that. I'm like, what the heck is this? He's like, oh, dude, this is what you need, you know? So I put that on, and then I put like a glove over it, you know, and it was cold, you know what I'm saying? And then once it came to time, you know, he came up and I just like socked him right in the mouth. And he was like, holy shit, you know, made the kid bleed and stuff. And he's like, what was that? You know, and it hurt me honestly more because, you know, it was just a chain. I'm like, oh. But yeah, I was a ruthless little kid, man. I just always, you know.
Dang. Maybe some advice, put the glove so uses as a little bit of padding.
Yeah, right. Chain. And then but I didn't want the teachers to see the chain like, oh, this guy has a, you know.
Yeah, it might go down as like
fourth grade
weapon or something.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's.
Actually, you know, don't forget that. I don't want you guys to get in trouble.
Clip it.
I'll remove it. Yeah, we don't condone violence, but tell us about MMA and punching people.
Yeah, man, I grew up just like watching like Bruce Lee, you know, watching the Bruce Lee movies and stuff, and man, I live by like his quotes, you know. He's a good, you know, he's a philosopher, you know, so like I live by like being water, you know, like that helps me a lot in every like situation, to be honest, man. Like if I'm like just like tense or anything, you know, especially like if I'm on a skateboard or if I'm, you know, in any situation, I just tell myself like, empty your mind, you know, be formless, like water, you know. You know, water, you know, can literally become, you know, it can be into a cup and it will become the cup, you know, and the water could become, you know, it could be poured into a bottle, it will become the bottle, you know. So you gotta, you know, like water can float or it can crash, you know.
Yeah.
You just gotta be water. You know, float.
I love it. Yeah.
And that's you know, what Bruce Lee said, you know, and that just kind of just stuck with me forever, you know, for the past like 10 years, you know, just be water, you know, don't be scared, don't be, you know, just float.
Just float. Heck yeah. That is beautiful. A lot of times like in MMA, especially, you're very tense. You're like a block. You're a punching bag. Mm-hmm. So just letting go of all emotion, just being in the moment, flowing, being like water, relaxed. When you need to strike, then relax.
Yeah, exactly. Like when we're training, you know, and we're like, you know, doing tank sparring and stuff, and sometimes I catch myself being, you know, tense, but then I just I tell myself in my head like, be water, you know, be calm. And then that's when I start flowing a little better, you know.
Yeah, you can see it right away.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. You know, just be lucid, you know, very loose, you know.
Be loose, but don't keep your guard up.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Always keep the guard up.
If coach is there, he'll let you know. Be like, quit dropping your hands. Yes, coach.
But yeah, man, MMA, man. I've always wanted to start MMA for a very long time. I just never had a good gym or someone that I knew that went to a good gym, you know. And I met Chris, you know, at a bar like 3 years ago. I was out there with my buddies and I met him. He was telling me about One Touch. And he's like, yeah, man, like he saw my UFC shirt, you know, and then he's like, yeah, man, like if you want to train, I train at One Touch, you know. And I was telling him, like, yeah, I'm totally down, dude. And he was like, well, he's like, you have to show up, you know. He's like, because I had so many people tell me they're gonna show up and they never show up. So, and I was telling him, well, I'm one of those guys. I'm gonna show up. Okay. And I showed up, you know, and he was just like, holy shit. He was surprised himself, you know.
Yeah, like I'm surprised sometimes too, because I've told guys from the gym Edge, like they'll tell me, oh, I like what you do or whatever, and they're like, oh yeah, I'll check it out, but most of the times they never show up. A lot of them say, yeah, oh totally, yeah, man, bro, I'll check it out, but they don't show up. Mm-hmm. And man is nothing but his word. So a lot of times just like, sure, okay, I in the back of my head, I already know they're not gonna show up, which kind of breaks my heart because I want to see more men do this, because I've seen like firsthand how it translates into everything that you do in life and also what it does for you mentally. Like the best way to humble a man and keep that ego checked.
Oh yeah. I wouldn't say my ego was like off the charged when I was going in there, but it for sure checked my ego a lot more. Like, I was a very humble person to go in there, but it just made me more humble. Like, it taught me a lot, honestly. MMA did. It taught me how to just take care of my body more, and just physically and mentally, man. And yeah, like you said, man, every man should do MMA, man, or jiu-jitsu or anything, anything physical.
Yeah. So any guys out there that have always thought of doing it, or just are like any UFC aficionados or whatever, I highly recommend you do it. Not just watch the sport and tell yourself, oh man, that's cool, I'll do it one day, and then the next thing you know, it's been 5 years or so. Just go ahead, find a gym locally wherever you are. If you're around the area of Woodstock, check out One Touch Fight Team. You will not regret it. Bring a buddy if you're a little bit scared of stepping into a gym with a bunch of guys that might intimidate you. They're the friendliest people that you've ever meet, and they will be willing to teach you and guide you. But for example, the first time I walked in, I saw Eli, tallest dude there, Mac, with their gold tooth. I was like, holy shit, am I walking to a prison cell or whatnot? I was like, I'm about to get my ass beat. They were so humble.
No.
So nice.
Sweetest people ever, all of them.
All of them, dude. And in not every gym, but in the few gyms that I've gone to, like everyone there is friendly. Everyone there has gone through something, and they're there to better themselves. And they force themselves to do that, knowing that they're going to get choked, they're going to get tapped, they're going to get caught with the right hook, whatever. And like I respect all those people. Like, sure, the gym is great, building your muscles and everything, having a good physique, but MMA is a whole nother level.
If you want to become a warrior, technique is not enough. You also must build your mind and spirit to be one who steps forward, not back. To be one that can stare death in the eye and not blink. You must be brave. You must fight hard. This is One Touch Fight Team. See you in the arena.
And if you ever get the privilege of experiencing it, you will not regret it. You'll get hooked.
Oh yeah, you'll get hooked. Yeah, straight up. Yeah. And I mean, the first day I was there, I'm like, sign me up, because this is legit. This is a very good gym to be at,
It was a good privilege to be the first gym ever. I don't know.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, me too.
Especially with Coach Brett and like all the guys there that are always so, they'll bully you a little bit and tell you like what you're doing wrong, and they'll kind of throw you around, but that's just for you to, they're trying to sharpen you. They're not trying to like bring you down and like boost their ego.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you, I mean, that's clearly like, if you got to tell a wise man, that, then he was going to take it as good information. If you're going to tell someone that's not wise, he's going to be just
the same. He'll stay in the same spot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
To stay in the same spot, and yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about something that we both are. I'm slowly still trying to unravel faith and everything, but I know my belief in God. I know He died for our sins. At what moment did you kind of open your eyes? You're like, you know what? There's a God out there. I want to get to know Him, and I want to find out more. Were you always Catholic, or did you slowly like?
In my family was, they were always Catholic. I remember going to church when I was like very young with my parents all the time, but I was never baptized. Because my parents wanted me to get baptized at their own church, at their home church, in Mexico.
Okay.
But that never happened. So, I never got baptized, and then recently I got baptized in April.
Yeah, I remember.
And you came through. Yeah, you gave me this chain. I'm wearing it right now.
Yeah.
When I got baptized, and yeah, man, I've had like weird encounters, with just, like just with God, man, like just bad situations and I'd be at, and I'm like, how am I still alive? You know what I'm saying? Like how am I still breathing? Like how am I not in jail? And like it's like He didn't die for us to to try to find ourselves, you know, like he died on that cross so we can lose ourselves and find him. You know what I'm
I
saying?
love that. Yeah.
So yeah, man, when I got baptized and stuff, like it felt good, and I didn't really feel like I felt like a very just spiritual high, you know, when I sat down and I actually got the privilege to take the body of Christ, you know, in. And once I sat down, I was just like, it just all hit me all at once, you know, like all just the Holy Spirit and everything, you know. And I know I've always, as a kid, I've always told myself there's always an angel right next to me, and I felt that, you know, for some reason I felt like an angel always right next to me, you know. That's what always kept me just pure-hearted, you know. With all this madness going around, it kept me pure-hearted all the time.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I'm blessed, you know. I'm just blessed, man. Yeah, just blessed.
Yeah. I love what you said. Like he needs to. I might phrase it differently, but you need to lose yourself to be able to then find him and come to him. It sucks, but as men, we are forged through the pains and the struggles that we go through. I try to. At first, when I started all this, I wanted to help guide people so they never had to feel pain. But unfortunately, pain is necessary because that's the way that we learn, through our failures, through all that stuff. And for me to kind of rip that and not prevent anyone from feeling any pain will be taking away a great experience that's going to shape them and then guide them to whatever they're going to do in life. So we got to feel pain, man. We got to feel that hook.
We have to, man. You know, because if you don't feel pain and you don't fail, and it's just you just become just burnable. You know, it's just you know you have to, man. You know, in order to become the next level, like you gotta go through all that. You know.
Yeah. It sucks.
And I'm glad I found God, man. It's just I know He was always with me. I know He was always trying to reach out for me, but I was never trying to reach out for Him. You know, like I forget the picture what it's called, but he's like, Jesus is like coming through with like the finger, and he's like barely touching them, and like all you have just to go up a little bit, just to So that's all it takes, man. You know, literally. I mean, He's always right now. He's always hearing you. He's always right next to you,
wherever you are, wherever you may be.
Yeah, wherever you may be. You know, like if I can't make it to church on Sundays, then you know I know He's always with me, and I always just act like I'm in church. You know, just kind of just close my eyes and just pray, and you know, because I know He's by me. You know, straight up. So
yeah, it's better to believe in something greater than ourselves, because from personal experience, whenever I try to make decisions on my own thinking, it got me in trouble. Yeah, I did some stupid shit, or yeah, I ended up regretting it. But once I allow myself to say, okay, what is something that God would want me to do, or like, would this be good in the eyes of the Lord? Like, for example, going up, some dumb example, if you see a girl, you know, she's beautiful, hot looking, it's like, would God really want me to go up there and talk to her, spit some game or whatever? Is it just like, I respect God's creation, and you know, thank you for creating her, God, that she's not in the right place or just not presenting herself well, like I know that's already trouble. I need to avoid it. I need to not listen to the flesh, but what God wants us to do, His purpose for us, if that's the right way to phrase it.
I mean, I mean, honestly, like if you're like, the woman needs to like accept God first and for her, you know what I'm saying? Because then, I mean, your love with that woman is just gonna just depart, you know? It's just not, you know, because she doesn't, you know?
She doesn't know God.
Yeah, exactly, you know? And, you know, lust is something you don't want, you know, you don't want, you know? Like if a girl asks you that, you know, she needs more lust, like, you better run, boy. You know, you better run.
As men, it's difficult, and we cave into that right away. But like, I forgot exactly who, but like, if you look throughout history, some of the kings and the people who are in the highest places all fell because of lust in some way, shape, or form. Like, a woman can either build you, help you in whatever you're trying to achieve, or she just tear everything down that you're working on. And a lot of times God will put someone in your life to kind of redirect your life. You know, as men, we need to be heartbroken.
Oh yeah. We need to go through failure, heartbroken.
And you can, the saddest thing that I've seen is a lot of guys get heartbroken and then they jump into another relationship. And it pisses me off a little bit because, you know, I know that they're just trying to fill that empty void inside of them with using somebody else, and it sucks. Like, we as men need to focus on what we want to do and what we want to leave behind. The woman the right woman will come at the right time. Just focus on, you know, whatever business you want to make, on family, all that, you know, leave it to the side because it could be a huge distraction.
Yeah, it can, you know, and it could be, you know. It's just like, it depends how I view it. It just depends on where you're at, you know.
Yeah, especially if you're heartbroken, if you're lonely. It's like the saying, you never go shopping when you're hungry.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I seen like a bunch of, you know, people in my grade or whatever, like my age, I already have, you know, kids, you know, married and all that, and that's awesome. You know, that's so beautiful. You know,
that is the end goal. Like, finding that person, creating a little life, and then raising them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I just, like, you know, I've had girlfriends in the past and whatnot, you know, but, you know, and you know, it didn't end well, you know. That's, you know, whatever. But the only reason I feel like it doesn't, you know, because I've asked God to try to just, you know, give me strength and give me just, you know, like, try to, you know, help me achieve my goals and just help me find Him more, you know. And so He takes away the things that you don't need in life to be able to build yourself and be able to come to Him. You know, more to come to Him. You know.
Yeah. So, talking about purpose and goals, what is something that you want to accomplish in life? Like, what do you want to be remembered by? Like, the day that you die, you're sitting in your deathbed. What is something that you want to look back at and be like, you know what, I'm glad I accomplished this thing? I know it's a deep question, dude, so take your time.
Just to be a good person, you know, and I feel like even if I die tomorrow, like, everyone's gonna remember me as a good person, you know, and like a good, humble person, you know, like, you know, to me, like, I'm just, you know, I'm a warrior, man, and everyone knows that, you know, and I don't stop until I'm just dropped, you know, so, like, I'll be happy if you know, if I'm gone the next day, you know what I'm saying, you know, but yeah, I just want people to remind me of just a humble guy, you know, just someone actually cared, you know, about his family, you know, and just, yeah, you know.
That's awesome. I think every man just wants to be remembered by being humbled and being a good man, basically. Just being a good man. Not being, I forgot the word, I lost my train of thought. But not just being, like, good in sense of, like, wanting something back, like doing something nice and expecting something back, but just doing something without needing anything in return. That's in my head, that is the best way to live. Like, don't expect anything when you're doing something nice for somebody. Just do it out of the kindness of your heart and knowing that it's going to help that person in some way. Yeah. One thing I also wanted to touch on is you train your hands for war, but those hands also create beautiful art. Talking about, like, detailing cards and everything.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, tell us a little bit about that. How you got into that.
So, man, as a kid, like, I've always, like, you know, I always play, like, video games and stuff. You know, like, say, like, the just Need for Speed games, how you're just spray painting your cars, San Andreas, you know, and stuff like that, you know. And I was like, man, I've always wanted to do that in real life, you know, like be able to paint my cars, you know.
Yeah.
And one day I was looking for a job, and you know, I went to the shop, you know, here in town, and I just put an application in, and I was like, hey, I want to learn how to paint, you know. And they're like, okay, you know, we're gonna start you off, you know, as you know, doing this, and then you know, you eventually just go up and start painting. And you know, I've been, you know, working, you know, for 4 years, like painting, you know, and it's been awesome, man. Just learning, you know, learning how to just get down like the colors right and be able to paint, you know, right. And yeah, that's another like it's just like you're just doing your work, you know. You don't think of anything else. That's why I'm still working, you know, there, and you know, because I like it, you know.
Is it another form of therapy for you?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, another form, you know, like form of therapy, you know. So I just love everything that just keeps me just mellow, you know, not be able to think of anything, you know, because I don't want to think anything, you know. I just want to just
with everything going on in the world, it's nice to find things that just kind of clear your mind and you're able to create something out of it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's beautiful. What's an end goal for like detailing painting? Do you see yourself ever opening up your own shop, or like doing the like really cool artwork on cars?
I mean, yeah, I that'd be sick, you know, opening up my own shop and be able to like, you know, like do like some cool like pinstriping and stuff like that on like motorcycles and stuff and cars. But I'm always that type of guy that just once I get this skill down.
Yeah.
I want to be able to learn more skills, you know. I just want to be able to learn like more and more just skills that I love, you know. So like I want to be able to learn how to just do construction, you know, like do siding, you know, or just something that can help me in life, you know.
Yeah. It reminds me of this quote that a lot of people just say this small part, but there's another part to it, which is master. Oh my goodness, can't think today. What is it? Oh man, I'm pretty sure you've heard of it. It's like
I think
master or many. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna have to look it up.
No, I know. I heard of the quote. I heard of the quote before.
1 second, sorry.
Yeah, me too, man. I'm just hungry, you know. I'm trying to eat like a 18-ounce steak.
Damn.
You know, maybe like a sweet potato.
Dude, I'm going to Roadhouse this Friday with a buddy, Ethan. Friday is Halloween, so if you're not doing anything, dude, going to Roadhouse.
Yeah, I'd probably be down. Yeah. I have a class on Thursday.
Okay. For painting?
Yeah, for painting. Yeah, I'm going out to Wisconsin just to do some like just perfect more of a like the blending in some certain colors, you know, and stuff.
All right, 1 second. Oh, we got Wi-Fi. That's awesome. Oh, okay, here it is. Okay, so it's...
Dude, you got a ladybug right there, dog.
Oh, dude, it's my pet. I named him Jeff.
I was just gonna flick him off.
That... All right, I got the quote. It's bothering me. So it's jack of all trades, master of none. And everybody says that because they just focus on one thing, which a lot of people say, yeah, like the people in the top percent, they only focus on this one thing and they're very successful. But the part where they leave off is jack of all trades is a master of none, oftentimes better than a master of one. And that everybody always leaves that off because they only focus on one thing. And if that's for them, great. But for me, like I know I first started off wanting to be a chef. So I went to school for being a pastry chef, then got into construction. I know how to do electrical, plumbing, roofing, siding, drywall, painting.
Yeah, man, all trades, straight up.
All that stuff. I could build a house. Will it fall down in 2 years or so? Maybe. I don't want to talk about that. But I can build a house. And then I'm training MMA. I'm working to be able to communicate better. I'm going into social media. Like I'm just building this like repertoire of things that I know how to do, because in my own head, I believe that every man is the more that he knows, like the better he can be in service of others, if that makes sense. But yeah, like for you, you know how to skateboard, you know how to ride motorcycles, you know how to paint cars and detail them and everything, you know, MMA, I think I mentioned it. And yeah, now you're willing to learn more. Like you have an open mind of always wanting to learn, which is beautiful, which is what every man especially should do. Always have an open mind and be willing to learn and know how to check his ego and know when he's getting criticism and be like, okay, if this is triggering me, there's something lying deep inside that brought that emotion up. So yeah, sorry to ramble off.
No, no, I need to hear that, man, because I heard that quote before too. I just couldn't, bring it in mind either.
For some reason, like they always say that small part. They focus on one thing. Good for them again.
Yeah, man, all trades, man. It's just like, that's it, man. Straight up, like you can do everything, and I want to be able to do everything. If I got 2 arms and 2 legs, I want to be able to do everything.
Yeah, like I said, man needs to like know how to change a tire. Like very simple. My dad has told me. I've never paid attention, so I don't know. Well, I can YouTube it.
Yeah,
it's a beautiful thing. Like
we
have this. We can literally learn whatever we want, like college and everything. Like I might get hate for this. If you guys hate me for this, go ahead. But like nowadays, you don't really necessarily need school. You can learn everything through here. Like for me, nobody really taught me social media. They kind of just told me about it, and I've been slowly starting to learn about it. Like if you want to learn how to edit, you can watch videos on YouTube. If you want to learn how to
a lot of good sources.
Yeah, like everything. We live in a time that our parents didn't live in, where we can literally find the answer to anything online.
Yeah, man, straight up. Like we're all blessed, man. Straight up, we're at a good time. Like a lot of people are just dying left and right. Like even just trying to give birth. Like women are just dying. Because they didn't have the right resources to, And yeah, man. I mean, a lot of people don't think, and just
we're ungrateful.
Yeah, exactly, man. We gotta be grateful for everything, man. Like sometimes I'm like, man, I wish I had a big house. I wish I had like more bikes. I wish I had, like more car. It's just
and
like
give one of them to your buddy John.
Just like I'm so grateful, man. And just like how my parents went through and what they lived, in their life. And I remember one time I asked my dad, like, hey, like, is this like the richest you ever been? He's like, yeah, like, and I was like, wow, because I know that, I mean, a lot, and this is me like thinking as a kid, like telling him this, and because I know a lot of people have more stuff than us and all that, but that doesn't really matter at the end of the day, as long as you have a roof over your head, you got a shower, and you got a shower, you got somewhere to eat, that's all that matters. Family, man, most importantly. And that like really humbled me too, man. I'm like, wow, like, because my dad and he didn't even finish grade school or anything. I remember he would tell me like his dad would come to school and like pick him up to go work out in the fields, in Mexico, just to earn a couple of cents, for them to eat. No, he didn't even have shoes. Like, he'd tell me he'd just tie like when he was a kid, he'd just tie like a rope to like a stick and act like it's just like a little car or something, you know what I'm saying? And I used to live in a shack, like straight up see like holes like through his house and shit, and that's why I just realized like, man, like I can't be like doing stupid shit anymore. I can't be fucking up. I can't be a fuck up, like my dad was young, man. He was young when he had me, and I mean, I have 6. I'm a family of 6, my siblings. I have 6 siblings, 3 being my half siblings. So two brothers, or I mean, one older brother is my half sibling, and 2 older sisters are my half siblings from my mom's side. And I got a younger brother, and I got a younger sister from my dad's side. But I mean, he came over here with my mom, just. And just brought him over, 5 kids. He was like probably, I think he had me when he was like 21, I think.
Dang.
And like I remember as a kid, like I'm like, man, why is he like being like an asshole towards me and blah blah blah. But like I didn't know that he was just living his life too. You know, he was just learning how to become a man himself.
Yeah. Like,
you know, and be able to like he's working 2 jobs, being able to like support 5 kids. You know, I had the six kids. Like my mom had to leave them with my aunt in Mexico. She couldn't bring them over here when she migrated over here. So I know I have a sister I haven't met. You know,
okay.
But yeah, that's why I'm just like I appreciate my father more. You know what he's done, and you know for my family. You know, and you know all this shit that you know like ICE has been going on and all that. Like I know how like the families, you know, the kids feel when they got their parents ripped away from them and stuff. Like I know how that feels because that happened to me when I was 5 years old. You know I don't know. I guess it was a they thought my dad was this person, but it wasn't. Somebody stole his identity, and then but they didn't give a fuck because he was an immigrant, you know. So there's all right, we're just gonna still send him back, you know.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, 5 years old. I mean, it pretty much traumatized me, you know, like for a bit, you know. And I mean, you got some dudes coming in my house, rushing in and pushing my sister to the side, and my dad's coming in and having him on the floor with a gun like on his back and shit while I'm crying. My mom's crying and stuff like that, and I didn't see him for 2 years, you know. And my mom had to support 5 kids by herself, you know. So I know how the families are feeling, you know. So just stay strong. You know, eventually all this is gonna settle, and you know, it sucks, but I mean, it is what it is. That's what's happening, you know. But yeah, so I appreciate my dad a lot, you know, and like, cause he came back. I mean, he could have just stayed in Mexico, you know, and just said, you know, fuck these kids, you know.
Yeah, I'll meet another señorita. I'll make some.
Yeah, exactly. He was 25 when he went back, you know. So I'm 24, dog. You know,
he's your age.
It's straight up, you know. And he could have just said, "Fuck them kids. I can just start, another life here," you know. And nah, dude, he not once but twice he attempted to come back, you know. And twice, you know, he actually the 3rd time he made it. The 1st time, I guess they ran out of water, and he thought he was gonna die from dehydration and shit out in the desert. But then he got water, blah blah, and immigration found him, sent him back. And then the 2nd time, I think they were in Texas now. They made it over the border, and I guess the guy that was driving, he was like on crack or whatever. He was like smoking crack, and my dad was like, all right, this guy is, he's no good. He's tweaking out, you know. And they crashed into a pole.
Dang. And
the passenger guy died, you know. And my dad was telling me he was like 18 years old, and he said he was talking to him, like he was saying that he was, coming over here to get money, raise up some money for his family out in Mexico and stuff, and go back, and he ended up dying, man. He had like a new kid, a newborn baby, and growing, and the guy right next to him broke his leg and stuff, and they were trying to like escape, but my dad's like, nah, like, screw this. I'm not gonna risk my life. I'm just, we need medical attention. You just broke your leg. And the 3rd time he made it, for the grace of God. And I mean, obviously he didn't come in the right way, and stuff, but that was a long time ago, But I mean, yeah, I mean, it is what it is, man. We all just, I mean, they're here to support, give me a better life, and that's what they're doing, and I appreciate that, and I know there's piece of shit people out there that are from different countries and want to fuck up this country and stuff and do all this crazy stuff, and yeah, get them out of here, man.
Yeah,
but like
those people, remove them.
But like the families are actually trying to like
build a life,
and that's fine. That's perfectly fine. That's doing, and like they're paying their taxes, it's totally fine. It's just like, it sucks that the way it's going how it is, but it is what it is, and everything will become eventually. I kind of think about it like COVID a little bit, how everything is kind of crazy. Yeah. But for like the minorities or whatever, it's like another COVID kind of, it's just like a lot of crazy shit happening. But it will eventually, it's all gonna be calm and go away, everyone's gonna be, be able to eat tacos in every corner and be totally fine.
Yes, taco.
So yeah, man. Yeah, I wanted to share that a little bit. I never really, everyone's gonna see this now. Everyone's gonna hear a part of my story, and I was, I don't share that.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, you know,
that is
so
true. I agree with you. Like the people who are trying to do good and like trying to build a family, like let them stay. Like if the people who have criminal records that have actually committed actual crimes, those people can be removed. They're
Yeah.
not doing anything
No,
for
put 'em
society.
outta
Just
here, man.
creating fear. Remove them, take them away. But like I saw a video earlier, just two ICE cops coming up to a young girl, like telling her, like kind of not cornering her, but just like kind of glinting in her face. Where are you from? Like, were you born here? It's like, come on, guys. Like, what the
yeah,
fuck?
it's wild, man. It's I've like thought about that when I was a kid. I'm like, man, like wouldn't it be crazy if like people to come up to you and just be like, well, you know, where you from, blah blah blah, and that's what's happening, man. You know, and it's pretty crazy. It's just like, yeah, I don't know. It's pretty wild, you know. But like, they should be focusing on trying to get the actual like criminals. You know, they're just going for the vulnerable like people, like just the softest people they can, because they're not gonna do shit. You know, they're not gonna go up to gangsters and try to, you know, like they're fucking, you know, they're too scared, man. They're federal agents and they're just hiding behind masks, man.
Yeah, I don't want to go too like deep into a rabbit hole of
Yeah, me
conspiracy
neither.
theories.
Yeah,
No,
but
like conspiracy theories, but like they're trying to create fear, just like in COVID and everything.
Yeah,
It's just,
exactly.
They're
That's
trying
what I
to
was
make into
trying to-
this huge
yeah.
thing, and just be safe. I'm praying for all the families out there who have actually had some of their loved ones taken away, but just be safe. And this too shall pass. That's the best thing I could say. So yeah. I forgot what else.
yeah.
That was deep though.
No, yeah, man. I
About
just,
it.
you know, I feel like I had to let a lot of people
Let your
you
voice
know.
be.
You know, it's just, yeah, man. You know, and I'm not a piece of shit. Like, you know, I'm not. You know,
We're not
I'm
trying to create any trouble. We're
Yeah.
trying to leave a good message behind. Try to guide people and inspire them. So yeah. I wanted to share a piece of advice that my last guest left for my next guest, which was you.
Okay.
And let me know what you think of it and how it resonates with your life. So the advice was, never live a life of regret. Never live a life of regret.
Yeah, never. I mean, that's a good piece of advice, man.
Is there anything that you regret not doing, or something that you did in the past that you're like, you know what, I shouldn't have done that? Or what do I want to do today so I know that in my deathbed, you know, I can say I accomplished everything? I was talking to another friend, and they reminded me that, you know, we're on borrowed time. Like you said, you never know when you're gonna die. You never know where you're gonna be taken away or whatnot. You don't know what tomorrow has for you. So why not take that risk? Like, what is something that you want to do so you know that you're not going to live a life of regret? I know, man, it's deep. They ask some deep questions.
Yeah, right.
That is the whole purpose of this, to kind of like help you or guide you or inspire you to like maybe wake you up a little bit, be like, wow, yeah, I haven't thought of that. That's something I need to think about.
I mean, I don't really regret anything, because all those regrets, they're all gonna teach you something in life. You know, they're all gonna, you know, shape you. You know, as a good man. You know, and like there's sometimes I'm like, oh, you know, I wish I did this differently, whatever. But like
You learn from it.
You learn from it, exactly. You learn from it, and you're gonna, you know, do that even better. You know, it just.
We're guys. We're stubborn. We're gonna make mistakes.
Yeah. We always make mistakes, man. Like it's
part of life.
It's part of life, man. Like if you don't make mistakes, I don't believe that. You know, like
Yeah,
it's just.
it would be a very boring life to wake up every day and everything go right. It's like it doesn't make life exciting. Like what makes it exciting? Like I don't know if I'm gonna make it to work tomorrow. I don't know like how far this is gonna go. I'm just gonna try to do my best to push it and build it to be something great. Like for example, you know who Jimmy is, right? Mr. Beast.
Mm-hmm.
Like 2 weeks ago he released this Me in 10 Years. And 10 years ago, he made a video of like what he thought his life was gonna be like. And in that video, he said, you know, at this time, I think I'll have 1 million followers. I hope I'm alive. And right now I'm in school. I should be studying for a history test, but instead I'm making these videos and I'm trying to make videos and whatnot. Now he's one of the biggest YouTubers in the world. Like when you think YouTube, you think Mr. Beast. And 10 years ago, he thought he would have 1 million followers. Today, the number might be wrong, but he's around 400 million subscribers. And another piece of, like, another inspiring message was a buddy from the gym. His name is Angel. Shout out to you. He said, why not me? Like, if you want to be a YouTuber, a pro skater, like the best detailer in the world, there's somebody out there doing it or doing what you want to do. Like, why not you? Why not you? Like, what makes them different than you? Like, they just took action, like steps towards that goal, and they were relentless. They continued. They failed. They went through it, and soon enough, you'll get to where whatever you want to do, and whoever's doing the thing that you want, why not you?
Exactly. You gotta talk good about yourself. You gotta tell yourself that you're gonna accomplish these goals. You know, you're gonna tell yourself, you know, good things, because you're you're spelling, you know, like it's just like, it's, you know, like another like Bruce Lee quote, he you know, everything you say and, you know, and tell yourself, like if you're doubting yourself, you're saying it and you're spelling it out. So it's like it's a spell, you know? So it's literally, you know, if you're going to tell yourself, I'm going to do this, I'm going to accomplish this, it's going to happen. You know, you're saying it out loud. So, you know,
it has. You're putting it out there to the world, and you have to do it. And that's another beautiful example. Like one huge thing that I know everybody's doing wrong is when they first wake up, the first thing they do is they scroll on their phones. You're feeding your brain all this dopamine, all this bull crap, and it is literally training your brain to just be stupid, really. And that's something that I highly advise you don't do. Like first thing in the morning, just drink some water, hydrate your brain. No music, no social media, no caffeine for the first hour. Not because I made this up. Andrew Huberman talks about this a lot. First hour, don't drink any caffeine. Don't feed your brain anything stupid. Just allow it to slowly wake up, and talk good about yourself. I know it sounds silly, or as a guy like, oh, don't talk about yourself, you know, tell yourself in the mirror that you're beautiful, you're one of a kind, but talk good about yourself. Like envision yourself like who you want to be, like the people you're surrounded by, and you will soon start to become that person. And some people might think it's silly, some people might make fun of you, whatever, they can stay behind, but you will reach the top slowly.
No, yeah, it's a journey and everything, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, life's a lesson itself.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
You know, every day you wake up and you're learning. You're you know, it's beautiful to wake up. You know, be able to.
Yeah, it's a blessing.
Breathe, man. Yeah, it's a blessing. It's a very blessing. You know. So like I'm glad I met, you know, you, Marco, like Juan, all you guys. You know, like.
We sharpen each other.
Sharpen each other, man, straight up. And it's crazy though too, because like when I was going into my faith more, like you and Marco were like the ones kind of like bringing up God, you know, a lot.
Telling you not to swear.
Not to swear, like stop swearing all the time, and you know.
It was bad, dude. Honestly, I heard maybe like 2 swear words from you, but before it was bad.
Yeah.
Bad, yeah.
You know, so
I'm honored that I got to see you. Like I'm seeing you slowly grow up to this incredible man.
Yeah,
so
bro.
That's
yeah,
awesome,
thanks.
bro.
Yeah,
keep it up.
Yeah, man. Like I said, man, I'm thankful for you guys, man, too. You know, you guys are good people to be around with. You know, very good people, because you know, you guys are, you know, like, you know, a little bit older than me. You know, which you guys have gone through some things, you know, similar to mine. You know, but just have more age on me, so like that you guys know what's up, you know, and you guys tell me, you know, and give me some pointers and stuff, and you know, it's helpful, you know, It's awesome, man. It's awesome for other older men, to talk to the younger, men and teach them and tell them to look out for this and look out for that, and it's all on the journey, it's all on the journey.
I think as men, it's our job to, as we get older, to help the younger generation. So that way it just goes down the line. Like you help them, they'll learn from it, they'll make some mistakes, and then they'll teach the next generation and so on. And I feel like that's something that we've lost a lot. Like we're so isolated. So yeah.
Yeah, I'd always keep everything to myself, man. Like just bottled up,
We're men, we do that.
We do that a lot, man. And because I used to be like a very hot-headed person, So like, it just taught me, especially in MMA, it just taught me to keep more cool, and just be calm, and more disciplined, that's for sure, So like Coach Brett, he's a very good coach, very good person, and he was just telling me, it's like, yeah, you just gotta just, keep training, and then keep being humble, and everything what you want will come to you. You just gotta just be disciplined.
Discipline. Yeah.
And that's everything. You gotta be disciplined in anything. And
you brought a not a card, but you said.
Oh yeah.
Do you want to share that with us?
Yeah. So the Catholic Church, like you get a saint name, So like a saint that it's like a someone that can like say a prayer over you because that's your saint name. So I got this same name, Saint Christopher, right here. It's basically I'll get into the saint real quick, but at the time when I was trying to look for a saint, ladybug. I wasn't like, there's so many saints you can, it goes through like just even when Jesus was alive, saints from back then, and there's still new saints, being like, being in the Catholic Church and making new saints and stuff. And I was just looking for a saint, and my mom, she like gave me a bell, so like every motorcycle, they say like you put a bell on the motorcycle, and that like keeps away like the little gremlins, on the road or whatever, try to knock you off the bike. Yeah, it protects you, Okay. And it was Saint Christopher, and she's like, yeah, I got you this bell for your new motorcycle. I'm like, oh sweet. And I was like, well, I needed a saint name, so I was like, I'll just use Saint Christopher. And it's so crazy, man, because it's like this kind of like reflects on me, like how I view myself and how like my faith kind of started, Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna share a little bit of what Saint Christopher is like, saint,
Who he is,
who he is, and how he became a saint. Mm. So Saint Christopher was a man of great strength, but of a sensitive nature, who wanted to serve the greatest king of the region. But when he found the great king, he finds out that there is one who the king fears, the devil. Then Christopher looked for Satan and served him until he found out even Satan stands in awe of someone, Jesus Christ. So Christopher searched long and hard for Jesus. During the time he spent searching and learning about Christ, Saint Christopher converted to the Catholic faith in Antioch and was baptized by Saint Babylas, who told him he can best serve Christ by practicing the virtue of charity. Saint Christopher then began carrying frail people and travelers across a raging stream. One day he unknowingly carried the Christ child across, and his burden became heavier every step he took. It was almost unbearable as Christ was carrying the weight of the sins of the world. To further prove his identity, Christ caused Christopher's staff to grow into a fruit-bearing tree. The miracle converted many and also angered the emperor, and decided to have Christopher as prisoner and then had him beheaded. So that's why he became a saint, And that really reflects to me because I've always wanted, to be with the top dogs, and then I was getting close to the devil. And then from there at one point, I was like, you mean the devil ain't shit, you know? Jesus Christ is king. So, and then I went to Jesus Christ and, you know, and so this kind of like reflects quite a bit on me because it kind of, you know, I kind of have like a similar story towards him, you know, towards St. Christopher. You know, I was, choosing the wrong path and I went to the right path, you know? But obviously I'm not going to get beheaded. But if they want to beheaded me becoming a Catholic Christian, then
so be it.
So be it. You know what I'm saying?
I love that. I love your faith the love for your faith and the strong tie that you have to it, and how it's slowly growing stronger as you learn more about God and you walk in the right path. It's not going to be easy, but
yeah, and it's basically, this is for like St. Christopher is for like travelers. You know, that's what a lot of travelers carry. You know, motorcycles on the semis or whatever, and you know, also him carrying people over the river. It's just like every time when I'm with my buddies, I'm taking care of them. Even though they're older than me, I'm the one watching over them, you know, because I just have, you know, I don't know why, you know, I gotta, you know, watch over them, you know, anyone.
you feel this sense of like needing to protect them, like they might be older or stronger, but like you're willing to step up if anything were to happen.
Yeah, exactly.
I love that, dude. I'm the same. Whenever I'm with like either my like Marco or when we went to dinner, like I always set myself in a way like if anything were to happen, like I'll throw myself in front of that bullet for them.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah.
That's I mean the love I have for my brothers.
Yeah, exactly. Same here, man. You know, same here. Like I have 2 brothers, but I know for a fact I got 5 more. You know, and that's
Your
that's
brothers
awesome,
always
man.
have your back.
Yeah.
So, dude, that's beautiful. Thank you for sharing that.
No, yeah, man. Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's you know, there's a lot of saints that you could choose from, and it's just crazy how this kind of like reflects kind of similar to me. And my mom picked it, and I'm like, that's sweet. I don't know if she knew that kind of, you know, was reflecting towards me, but like, you know.
Okay. Honestly, now that you mentioned that, I did grow up Catholic. I was baptized and everything, and they also had to make me choose my saint.
Yeah.
And I remember choosing my saint. I think it was Saint Nick.
Saint Nick?
Yeah. Yeah, there's a really...
You know the story of this, or Saint Nick, or no? No?
I just remember what he was a patron saint of, which I won't mention it because it's stupid. But I might be wrong, it might be right. But yeah, I was a stupid kid. Yeah. But that was my saint. Now I'm trying to learn more about Christianity and everything. I've been to a Mormon church. I've read a little bit of the Quran. Sorry if I got that wrong. Please don't come and find me and kill me. Love to you, brothers. But yeah, I'm just trying to figure out like little things here and there from faith. But I feel like my walk is more towards Christianity. So yeah, but I love everybody that believes in God. Like I'll never go out of my way and be like, no, you're wrong.
Same here, man. It's just like it's only one King, man. That's Jesus Christ, bro. You know, and Son of God. You know. So like that's exactly, bro. You know. So yeah, people tell me like, oh, you're Catholic. You know, I'm Christian. Like we're the same. I mean, you know, it's the same. It's just like I think the difference between Catholic and Christians is just that Catholics believe in saints, you know,
and
they believe in
purgatory.
And the Mother Mary, you know, and I think they just believe more of Christ, you know, more of like, you know, Jesus Christ, you know. So like, but I mean, also Mother Mary is a very good example for you know, for young women to follow, you know, because you know Mother Mary is a very good example, straight up, you know. Like she's a great mother, man. That's how every woman should go by. I feel like, you know. Yeah,
they should try to resemble
the mother of Christ.
Yeah. To all the Catholic ladies out there. And another thing people might know about, but if you look behind us, there's actually Daewoo's church. I wanted to go in there, have it in there, but I didn't ask her. I didn't get permission or whatnot, and they're doing some construction, so I thought I have it in the background. It's beautiful. I've been in there, so What is the name of the church? If you don't mind.
Sacred Heart Church. Yeah.
You're ever in Marengo, come check it out.
Yeah, come check it out.
Daewoo will be there.
I'll be there Sundays,
Sometimes.
you know, Sundays during the mornings, and you know, if I can't make it in the mornings, I'll be there Sundays during the day, you know, and that's like the Spanish, you know, version. So that's cool that they got Spanish and English. So English in the morning and then Spanish during the day.
Okay.
So that's, you know, that's awesome, you know.
So if you're ever bored, you feel like you have nobody to go to, come check out a church.
Yeah, just come check out any church,
Catholic,
you know.
Christian, whatever
Yeah.
it may be. Don't go to a Mormon church. I'm kidding.
You know, yeah, yeah. Just it's
To each their own. As long as you follow God and you try to live your life, not doing stupid stuff, man. All for you. So yeah. One last thing. What is a piece of advice that you would leave for my next guest? Whether a Bible verse, a quote, whatever it may be.
Another piece of advice. Let me see. Do anything like without fear. You know, like anything you're gonna go and attack, do it without fear. You know, just go in there, just be water, and do it without fear.
Do it without fear.
You know, because you know we're here for a reason. You know, and
You might as well try to do something good instead of doing stupid stuff.
yeah. You know, so like, just don't be scared. You know, if shit goes south, it's gonna go south. But everything that you do in life, do it without fear, you know? Have some cojones, you know?
Have cojones.
Straight up, you know? Just go in there, keep the guard up, head down, just face it, you know? You'll be all right.
Slip the haters.
Yeah, you'll be all right.
Throw a cross back with an overhand. Heck yeah, Deywu.
Yeah.
Anything else that you want to share with everybody?
Anything else? I mean, I just wish peace for everyone, man. Peace and love for everyone, you know?
Peace.
Whatever, you know, it's whatever you guys do, you know, and if you're having a bad day, you know, it's all good because you're going to wake up breathing and it's going to start over, you know? A bad day, it's only temporary, you know? It's only gonna last just for a couple. It's all in your head. It's all in your head. You know, let that shit go and then, you know, just keep doing you and everything's gonna fall into place, you know?
And just like that.
Just like that, baby. Yeah.
I love it. Thank you, everybody. I will drop the video of what happened to him when he was just cruising around, trying to get some footage of his motorcycle and like what he was doing. And you want to explain it?
Oh man, I guess just be careful when you're going out to conservation places, you know, because
Look out for a blue Jeep.
Look out for a blue Jeep with a 7-year-old man in there and trying to, you know, give you a little something that you do not want, you know.
I mean, if you're into it, I'll for you. Go in the search of a blue Jeep.
Just stay safe. There's a lot. Yeah, stay safe. There's a lot of crazy people out there, you know, doing weird shit. You know, just be safe. You know, like think twice. You know, like if someone looks friendly, always think twice. You never know if it's like a Jeffrey Dahmer person or whatever. You know. But I mean, yeah, I had a very crazy situation. You know, of me trying to be, you know, have a YouTube video, record a film of my bike, and an old guy comes around and I thought he was interested in the bike, but literally he's interested in me. You know, but
you guys will see.
yeah, you guys will see, man. It's yeah, just be safe out there, you know, and you know, just think twice, think 3 times, don't talk to strangers.
Learn MMA just in case.
Learn MMA, yeah. Learn MMA. You know, maybe be, you know, have a concealed carry, but obviously don't have a concealed carry in the park or any conservation place because that is illegal. But learn your rights and the you know, concealed carry. Learn your rights before you know. But yeah.
Heck yeah, bro. Thank you.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you. Oh,
thank you, man.
My chocolate milk.
Oh, the chocolate milk.
Thank you, guys.
No.
Hey, what's that? What's that? No, man. Nah. You can get out of here, man. Fucking weirdo. The fuck? The fuck did I just fucking... What the fuck? Yo, man. First fucking YouTube video and this fucking old creep comes up and says if I want a fucking blowjob.